Hello Scorpio, thank you for joining me. You're with Elise for your March Zodiac wheel reading. Thank you for supporting my channel also by liking, sharing and subscribing, and welcome to all the new viewers. This is a general reading for the collective. Please do join my channel and become a member by clicking on that subscribe button and that little bell next to it so that you don't miss any updates. I do have this in two parts. Part one is the general reading with the tarots, and part two is that reveals the transits of the planets March for each rising sign, sun sign or moon sign. And then we have the confirmation card at the end of the reading, so do stay tuned for that. So I would just like to focus here. We've got a bit of a breeze, but it's really lovely because it's quite warm today. So I'm just going to focus here for you, Scorpio, on March, and thank Great Spirit, Angels and Guides for your guidance and loving messages for Scorpio, for their highest good and for the good of all concerned. Thank you. So we'll start off here with the first card out, which was the Six of Cups. And this is about restoring harmony, reminiscing, renewing old ties, okay? And it's in the area of where the ascendant is, what your rising sign, the first house, ruled by Scorpio. And its motto, the Scorpio motto, is warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. So it's the rising sign represents the soul's deepest intention. The first house is about your appearance and your behavior and your expression and the actions that you take. Now this is showing me that you are being more in contact with people from your past and being able to reminisce and have, you know, lovely memories to reminisce about. So I do like that you're focusing more on the positives through life. Then you have the Seven of Wands in your finances. So this is a message here that you are not going to give up. You are a bit competitive and you're not going to go down in flames. So you are in a position to manage your time and money wisely. Lovely. And you've got lots of choices too, and you're going to be communicating those choices, and you've got a lot of things to make decisions about, and it is connected to your local area, your siblings, and this is also about your mental activity, education and your mode of transport. So there's a few things that you see. You've got 7 things here that you've got to get one thing done at a time. You may not be able to do everything all at once, but you could sort of maybe enlist the help of some siblings to help you if you've got lots of things that you have to get done. But there's also people around you that will help you out as well if you do need assistance or information. Then you have the Hermit here in your 4th house. Now the Hermit, his message is about a meditative journey. And resolving any existing problems to do with your home, house, land, property, family, and resolving any problems to do with your country of origin too. So that's a good sign for wherever you are, coming out of difficult situations. And I've been seeing that over and over again as I've done the cards this month. So it's all really good signs to me that we're on the right track now and we're coming out of difficulties. And the Hermit is one that does like to take a break, find peace and solitude in order to think and find clarity to any problems. And there's also a message that, you know, if you're at home, you're sort of a bit content to be at home and you don't really want to be disturbed. So when you are in your own safe place, you're sort of feeling content to be there and have a bit of introspection come from it. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is the green thumb. She likes gardening, she likes spending time in her own backyard, and this is in the area of where you find your joy. So it's an earth sign energy, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, and it's about confidence, it's about nurturing, there's generosity, there's fertility, and a love for nature. So that is where you will find your joy. Okay, so if you do feel a little bit oppressed or feeling down and you want to sort of lift yourself out of that, take those shoes off and go for a walk in the park, or you know, enjoy some potting up some plants in your own backyard, that kind of thing. And it also is a card of wealth. So it being in the area of good fortune, which is what the 5th house does also represent, this is an indication that there could be a breakthrough in your finances that is beneficial to you. Now, this is a bit of rest. Putting your feet up, maybe taking a break from your hectic working life for those of you that are working. Others, this may be a case of you've sort of been put on hold a little bit where work is concerned. You've been given some time out, but using that time out to your advantage and giving your body and mind a rest, as well as your spirit a rest. Use that time out to practice meditation and connecting to the higher source through seeking spiritual guidance or taking a vacation. And it's also a good sign for recovering from illness, because this is also the house of health and well-being, as well as your workplace and work colleagues. Good news about money here with the Page of Pentacles, to do with partnerships, business relationships, marriage, and dealing with groups, legal affairs, contracts. The Page's message to you is one of healing, learning that the magic is in your own hands, and putting strategies into place. But it's the Pages are always about getting some news or a message, as well as they can represent children too. And this is an earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Now there's a bit of dwelling on the past here and looking more at what you haven't got, so be careful of that. The Five of Cups, sorry, is a sign that you're thinking more about what you have lost or what you haven't got than you're thinking about what you have got, and you've still got the cup still full here of promise. So keeping in mind what we think is what we get. If you're looking at all the milk that's spilt on the ground, then you're going to be attracting more milk to be spilt, so to speak. Okay, so the Five of Cups is about disappointment. For some, it is even grief and suffering and regret, which brings about that lack of trust that holds you back, so you can't move forward, and you know, too wrapped up in the past. So the way through that is acceptance, allowing new people into your life, and forgiving someone. Okay? This is in the area of beginnings and endings. So something is ending to bring about a new beginning. And seeking the deeper meaning of life too, that 8th house area is also. Now this is a bit of a dark night of the soul message here, and it's to do with foreign cultures or overseas travel. So I do feel that maybe there's those of you that want to travel overseas and are feeling, you know, it's not fair that I can't do it now, but I do see with the transits that are happening this month, which I'll go into in part 2, there's big movement with overseas travel, and it is definitely starting to build some momentum here in March, but it really won't sort of really start moving forward until after June, so from sort of July onwards. But there's a change in our long distance travel and our ability, so the planes are starting to exercise their new protocol for travel. So it may be better to travel domestic. I do feel domestic flights will be up and running more regularly, but everything's in baby steps. Everything's slow and steady, so that, you know, we can see how this is going to go. Do we need to change anything? That kind of thing. So there is a bit of education involved in all of that, and I feel too, because this area does govern education and higher learning and understanding, and this is the area that propels you into the future as well. It's slow and steady, and it will gather momentum, even if at the moment it's still sort of, you know, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But that's the walk of life, isn't it? And conforming. The Hierophant is about conforming. And the Hierophant is like a very religious kind of energy. It's traditionally known as the Pope. And it is about tradition and wisdom and organisations and governments and things that are sort of kept from us as well. But it is also about hearing your own inner calling and arriving at an important milestone. And this is to do with dealing with the outer world as well as your career, your social status, and how you view what's going on in the world. Now, there's generosity here. So this feeling of lack that you've got over here with the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles showing up is only very temporarily, because you've got the windfall card of the Six of Pentacles, and it's through groups or associations. So there could be a lot of generosity coming through your friendship groups or associations or your social life. And it does indicate a windfall, and this is in the future as well. So the next 6 months, you're under some very fortunate energies here, and manifesting the give and take of life, manifesting generosity and what you've hoped for and what you're wishing for. So delays could actually turn out to be quite beneficial. And the King of Wands. So here's a creative energy, the King of Wands. And he is a leader and a bold decision maker. So you could be making some very bold decisions. And this is energy of Aries, Sagittarius or Leo. It's something that's clandestine. So it's something that is being sort of going on behind the scenes, so you may not even know about it yet, but it's a very creative energy as well, and it could represent the man in your life. He could be more creative than what you think, or for those men that are watching, it could actually be that creative spark within yourself that hasn't sort of really come out yet. But the King of Wands, being a fire sign energy, is very, very creative and very energetic, and the creativity could even be for you gentlemen in your physical abilities as well. Now here we have the Guardian Angel cards, so I'll just focus for Scorpios and ask for the Guardian Angel that is overseeing this reading, and that Scorpio can ask for help and guidance through March. And you have Angel of Love. So really coming from that love vibration, which will do wonders for this feeling of lack and soul searching. Though soul searching is a wonderful thing, actually. You can get the most profound epiphanies out of really having a good look at your own values or morals or things like that. It's not about blame, it's not about anything like that. It's just checking in with yourself to make sure that, you know, you're coming from the right place. And this is a good sign that even if maybe you have not accepted some responsibility for something that you need to accept responsibility for yourself, your Angel of Love is still going to be there filling you with the love, and you will be able to shower others with love, and not just your family, not just your friends. It's bigger than that. So number 20 is significant for you also, and I'll just ask here for the answer to your woes, Scorpio. That sense of lack and healing the wounds for you. What angel message is there for you here through March? Ta-da! Success. So don't dwell too long. Don't get too dragged down into that negative level, because you're going to have success that I think is a bit of a out of the blue kind of thing. Okay, so the planetary transits here for you Scorpios. First off, your ruling planet Pluto is in the area of communication, where it's having the biggest transformation. So you could even be experiencing learning how to communicate better, learning another language, that kind of thing. Got plenty of options here. But Pluto is the great restorer of life, and it's about karmic release and letting go, dismantling, rejuvenating and reorganizing, and big changes taking place to do with transport, local area, siblings, that kind of thing. Saturn, Jupiter and Mercury are all here in your 4th house. Saturn is the planet that is about restrictions and conforming, and really about establishing order and discipline. Oh, keeps falling over. And Jupiter is the planet of, oh, hello Colby. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance, it's generosity, and it's to do with long distance travel. So there could be that desire again to want to travel to another, could be another country. I'm getting that strongly with you Scorpios, that there's, you know, you're sort of stuck in one place with that hermit and you want to expand and you want to move, and could even be overseas. The time will come. There is going to be success with international travel, but yeah, probably not before July. And Mercury is here in the mix as well, which is another planet of travel, is Mercury. So Mercury is in Pisces, is in Aquarius until the 16th of March. Okay, so Mercury energy is about learning, it's about writing, it's about education as well. So those things are also going to be affecting your home, your property, and then Mercury moves from Pisces from Aquarius into Pisces from the 16th. So that will be putting more attention after the 16th of March onto where you find your fun, where you find your joy, having a little bit of fun. Learning becomes a bit more enjoyable as well with Mercury in the fun house. So there also is that aspect that you could be viewing the past in a new light, and due to that, changing your ideas and plans. But there's flowing social energy after the 25th, 26th, and it's really good for compromising, harmonious interactions, and the appreciation of beauty. So you may even enjoy going to an art gallery or museums or things like that as well. Okay, so good news will be coming your way by the end of the month, and you can really let your confidence speak for itself around the end of the month as well. Now Neptune is also in here, and so is Venus, and this is also in the area of our love life and our joy and pleasure. So Venus is the planet of love, and Neptune is the higher octave of romance. So there even could be some very romantic situations that you can enjoy here as well. And with that Queen of Pentacles there with her green thumb and love of nature and nurturing, I feel that it's a very sensual, romantic time here. And the Venus into Pisces has you expressing yourself honestly, and it can which can be good, and I feel that you'll do it in a gentle way because of the influence of that Neptune, with kindness and compassion. But when you have expressed yourself, step back, let others, you know, sit on it for a while, let them come to their own conclusion. You've put yours across, but really nice energies there for your love life. Now the moon is also going to be in Pisces, the new moon on the 13th. So set your intentions around the 13th for where you want your creativity to take you, because this moon is a very strong emphasis here on your artwork or artistry, creativity, spirituality, philanthropy, and enhancing your intuition. So you may actually get some great insights and be able to work from that. And it's also a time where, you know, you can slow down and relax and enjoy some of this romantic nurturing and affection, because your message for the month is all about love, which is beautiful. And the sun will be moving out of Pisces, where it is for the first half of March. The sun is also about creativity, so you know that is where the spotlight is for you, on your creative abilities. You could even become more interested in theatre or acting, things like that, poetry. Now the sun then will move into Aries after the 21st of March. But until then, while it's in this area, it is a very lucky influence. So you could actually feel that you're quite lucky, which I think is what is going to also play a part in lifting this little doom and gloom feeling. So definitely the second half of March is looking very nice for you Scorpios. Children are highlighted. Your love life's going to be sizzling, and your creativity really is going to be blossoming and bringing some great results. And around that time, of course, is the equinox as well, which is when the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere, the 20th, 21st of March, spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, which is a time where new love can blossom. Okay, and you can sort of shift your viewpoint a bit as well. So the sun moving into Aries, highlighting that area of work, health, well-being and service to others, and taking your creative spark and what you've created here, with all the emphasis being on your 5th house, is going to really be possibly even make some sort of income out of it. So you're more creative than what you think. Okay. Now, the other phase of the moon that's interesting is here on the 29th, when the full moon is over here in the 12th house. Okay, in Libra. So, new moon in Pisces on the 13th, set your intentions, and things coming to a culmination on the 29th of March with the full moon in Libra, where you'll be able to actually really focus on your marriage, or for those of you that are single, be more interested in socialising and enjoying your artistic pursuits. Then we also have Uranus here and shaking things up in partnership, because Uranus is the planet of unexpected. It rules electricity, mental activity, and there's a big boost in your mental activity. Astronauts, astrology is all highlighted, science, glamour, pop stars are all highlighted with this Uranus energy, and Uranus will be squaring Saturn after the 17th. So your future really depends on successfully breaking ties, even if that means you've got to alienate some people or some area of your life, because you're learning from lessons of your past, and that will serve you well. So if you've got some difficult decisions to make, you can expect the unexpected. But don't do knee-jerk reactions if you can avoid it. Think things through slowly and methodically before you cut people off, because this is to do with business as well, and contracts and legal issues. And Mars is here in the 8th house, and the Mars energy is in Gemini from the 4th, so it's really emphasizing education, learning, information, and getting out and exercising your mind as well as your body. And the Mars energy in Gemini will be trining Saturn here in Aquarius in your 4th house. So from your 8th house of other people's resources and banks and loans and taxes to your 4th house of home, family, land, and your roots and how you see yourself is under a lovely aspect until mid-April, from the 8th of March onwards, where you're going to be able to assert yourself dutifully, using your energy more efficiently, and you'll be really more attracted to those with well-defined goals. And there's also a satisfaction of a job well done. So if there's any sort of physical activity that you've got to do connected with the home, you're going to get the job done. So you should have everything in a row by the end of March, early April. Okay? Now, after the 17th, if there's been any sort of upset, which there could be with this Uranus energy here in the partnerships area, then any rifts can be healed from the 17th of March onwards, which is also allowing you to direct your energy more positively. Okay, Scorpios. So I'll just ask here for your confirmation from the Akashic deck, Akashic Records deck. Okay, so you've got the Oracle card, the Oracle of Delphi. It's an interesting story to look into if you're interested in finding out about the Oracle of Delphi. So receiving this card, you're in a time of great insight and psychic powers. Even if you don't recognize it yet. It lies very close to your conscious because you have used this gift in so many past lives. You may get images or feelings without knowing how to interpret them. Take notes as you practice both your psychic perception and their interpretations. Just as they gave the Oracle of Delphi a profound awareness, your psychic perceptions and their interpretations give you a powerful insight and an Akashic vision of the world. So you have got your psychic side of you really being enhanced, this is saying, and to trust that. Well, you're coming from the love vibration, and that is always going to have its finger on the pulse, Scorpio. So trust, have faith. Success will be yours. It's a good month for you, Scorpio. You will get a lot achieved. Thank you so much for joining me. Many blessings and peace and love to you, Scorpios. Namaste.